Good morning. Happy Tuesday. Welcome back to the Daily Grind. I'm your host, Chump Change. This is live and recorded. For anybody that's new here, what we typically do is go over crypto news around the space from the day before or the day of. And yeah, I do it with you guys. Just update myself, bring you guys along for the ride. Let's see who's in the chat, and then we'll get into this. Mr. Luke. Luke is here telling us to sell our Kaspa. What's wrong with you? Get out of here.
Eat shit, Gary.
Appreciate you, buddy. Thanks for being here. We have Miss Pocket Change in the house. Good morning. Backwards Miner, Solar Miner. Good to see you, buddy. Dumpster Fire, my man Andrew Masad, Charles Harris. Good to see you, buddy. Backwards Miner. Let's see. Cook 4015. What's up, buddy? Carl Coat, Black Hat. Good to see you. Everybody else I may have missed, I will go through this as we go along. Mr. Rob Mines, good to see you, buddy. Good to see you. Lawnmower Man, and I think I already said that actually. Good to see you. All right, anyways, let's get into this. Crypto Frank, my man, appreciate you. BTC 67,737 bucks. We have Ethereum at 3769. Things are crazy. Did you guys see how close we were to the all-time high last night? Man, it was wild. It was absolutely wild. Look at Dogecoin. Dogecoin's up 15%. We have 18 cents over there. Shiba is up 60%. That is wild. Pepe actually had a good pump. Honestly, all the meme coins have just been absolutely killing it. ICP is up 18% at $15. ETC is almost at 40 bucks. Solana's at 132. Man, things are absolutely killing it today. They changed the site a little bit, actually. Kind of weird. They put like groupings now, which is strange. I don't know why I keep zooming in on me. That's so weird. Anyways, let's get over crypto bubbles and see what's going on here. As you guys could see, Shiba freaking killing it. 61% up on the day, almost 62%. Again, this is the day. On the week, it's up 320%. Look at Pepe, 255%. We got Whiff, Floki, Bonk, dude, literally all the meme coins, Dogecoin, everything's just killing it. Absolutely killing it. But anyways, on the day, XEC 66.8% up. This is eCash. Honestly, I don't know what this is. It's ranked 71. It's up 37 ranks. Finally broke into the top 100 apparently. Theta, we have the Theta network up 28%. BTT up 18.7. Starknet is up 19.6%. ETC itself is up 14.2%. As you can see, almost 40 bucks. We got 39.10. We have Terra Classic. I don't understand why this one's pumping, but 13.4% up on the day, ranked 90. We have ICP, which is Internet Computer, up 18.7. Again, you guys see Bonk 8.2, Doge 15.8. It is killing it. Everything's killing it. Let's see. Fear and Greed Index, Flashbang, Extreme Greed. Look at this. This is where things start getting hairy, people. All right, the extreme greed is going to set in to a point where people are just FOMOing to the max, and we're going to see a steep correction. That's my opinion. What's going to happen, we're going to have to see. I mean, we've seen this needle get way higher. It's been like 96, 97, but once everybody's talking about it, that's when the big guys, they turn around and screw. So just keep that in the back of your brain. Look at this. We have trending Harry Potter, Obama, whatever the hell this one is. This one is like Harry Potter, Obama, Sonic, 10 Inu. The most ridiculous name on the planet, but apparently it's trending. We have a dog whiff hat and Dex check. All right, let's get into this. Top 10 coins by coin market cap over on CoinGecko. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Tether, BNB, Solana, Lido Staked Ether, XRP. We have USDC, Cardano, and Dogecoin. Look at Shiba. Shiba has made it to 11th. It has flipped Avalanche. It is at a $25 billion market cap. 25 billion. DJ Mines in the house, my man. Appreciate you. Good to see you, buddy. You actually made my new super chat emoji, and you'll see it if anybody chats. You will see it, sir. It's hysterical. Thank you for that clip. Rob Mines said, I called out Harry Potter, Obama. Yeah, as a troll. Yeah, you did call it out as a troll. That this coin, I mean, listen, every meme coin's killing it right now. I'll show you guys the meme coin market in a second, but yeah, I don't know. This is let's see, where is this? Just for shits. Yeah, this thing. Oh my god. Dude, literally everything that's just doesn't make sense is popping off. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Hold on, clicking too fast. All right, let's go to the meme section. Look at this. Oh wow, they put the categories that are like on fire right here. Dog themed coins. It's hysterical. Look at this though. Look at these meme coins. Again, Dogecoin, Shiba, Pepe, Bonk, Dog Whiff Hat, Floki, Corgi AI, the meme coin, MAGA, Baby Doge. Oh God, please get this one. Please, somebody pump this thing to the moon, will you? I have 11 billion Baby Doge. I mined it for a day with all of my rigs back in the day when I had them here in the grow tent, just because I wanted to be a billionaire in something. I have 11 billion of these coins. It's worth like 30 bucks. It's nothing. It's worth absolutely nothing, but it is crazy how nuts these are pumping. Myro, I actually sold for like, I don't know, I think I 2x'd and then I got out. I was like, yeah, see ya. And then I'm like, shit, why did I get out? I should have just stayed in, but whatever. Again, it's a meme coin. You guys got to be careful getting into any of these coins. You could literally lose it all, so just please be careful. Let's go back to the normal chart. I want to see. So impressive to say the least. Shiba got to $25 million market cap. Let's see, we have BCH in 20th. Litecoin's been doing pretty good, 90 bucks just about. It's 89.48 as of right now. It's holding 22nd place. ETC again climbing the ranks, 23rd, almost $40. It's at 38.80 right now. Not too bad. You know what, Kaspa is one of those coins that haven't been moving. But you know what, to be honest, everything else is pumping. It's a good time to take and swap, my opinion. If Kaspa has another pump coming, looks like a flag here, could possibly be forming another flag, just saying. So keep that, you know, be mindful, do what you will, is what it is, not financial advice. But yeah, I don't know, Kaspa is like one of the only things that isn't pumping right now, but I'm not really too concerned with it. I don't know how you guys feel about it. Most of the GPU mineable coins haven't been moving, I noticed. Yeah, that's kind of true too, actually. Let's see, what coins are you guys mining? Let's go to Alf. How do you even say this? Is that how you say it? Lithium. 3.16, 316. This could be making another flag too, though, man. Like, look, right? You never know. Never know. Could just be making flags, man. I don't see why it wouldn't be, but I mean, everything's been on a tear, so this is what it is. Check out Chlor. How's Chlor doing? How's the AI narrative doing? Not too well, huh? 18 cents. Took a little bit of a dump, huh? A little bit of a down. But I mean, oh, it just broke its last high, huh? That's really close. Really close. Just got past it, but I don't know, man. We could see good things. Floor is forming that handle. Actually, you know what? It is cup and handle. Good call. Good call. Cup and handle. There it is. Let's see if it shoots up. Who knows? What else you guys got? What else? Let's see. How's Neoxa doing? Neoxa. Now that I got my million, it's coming down 8.6%. We have 0.4 of a penny. 0.4 of a penny. It's doing pretty good over the year, but who knows? Again, who knows? Things are just absolutely insane right now. If you guys are interested in getting a crypto wallet, Tangent is stupid cheap with my code CCXD. Not trying to shill, but please don't hold your money on exchanges, especially all these freaking like sketchy exchanges that everybody's trying to jump to right now. So anyways, all right, let's get on to the mining stuff, and then we're gonna get into the news. We have a bunch of news clips to get over today. You guys know I like to timestamp this stuff. Bitmain Antminer KS5 20 terahashes making $205 per day. We have the IB-Link BM KS Max 11 terahash unit making $103 a day. The WinMiner K9 10.3 terahashes making $101 a day. Not too bad. I still have yet to see any videos on any of these. If you guys have, please let me know in the chat. We have the KS3 9.4 terahash making 91 bucks. The 8.3 terahash making $80 a day. We have the KS3 from Ice River 8 terahash unit making $77, and the KS3M making $55 a day. Not too bad. Could be worse. Could absolutely be worse. Let's see. The K7's actually been doing pretty decent, right? 24.97, almost 25 bucks a day on CKB. Not too bad. KS2 over here making 18.39 per day. I've been converting my crank into KDA, and it has paid off. You know what? That's a good call, Nerd Beast. I actually need to do that. And you know what? I actually have I have a crank miner. Well, it wasn't a helium miner that's been converted. Shout out to my man Network Bits, Joe over there. He helped me convert it over to crank, and the Raspberry Pi inside that helium miner went. So I got to swap it out, but I don't know how. I mean, do I just swap it and just move the card? Will it work, or do I need to do something else? I don't know. If you guys know anything about that, please keep me posted. We have the Bitmain Antminer L79050. This is what I got down at Terra Hosting. If you guys are interested, links are in the description. I pay 10 cents per kilowatt hour. I'm making $16.66 a day. That is crazy. This thing was under $5 like a week ago, or 2 weeks ago maybe. Isn't that crazy? That's crazy. Hell yeah. Pumped about that. Let's see. Where is the S19? The S19K, where are you? There you are. S19K, 120 terahash unit. I got this thing running down there as well. $7.58 per day. Not too bad. It's holding up pretty well. The X16Q, you guys know I have this thing running here, kind of helping heat the house. Still making $8.90 a day at 10 cents kilowatt hour. I'm paying like closer to 30, so definitely not making that much, but I am swapping from ETC directly into Kaspa because ETC is high right now and Kaspa is low, all considering. Crazy. BTC 68K. Oh shit. Are we gonna break the all-time high live? Are we gonna break it live? We've been killing it live actually lately, and so is DJ. Every morning, I feel like this is just absolutely going wild. Let's see. Crypto 440, my man. Good morning, sir. Good morning. What else we gotta look at today? Let's just see. Anything else? Ice River KS0 Pro, 200 gigahash unit at 100 watts, making $1.88 a day. I have 8 of these running next to me, and you know what? I'm supposed to be getting one of those Kaspa commemorative, is that what they called it, editions, the like green Kaspa miners from Ice River. Let me see. They even still have them. This one right here. I'm supposed to be getting one of these. Check it out. I want to see how they painted it. It's $349. I don't recommend anybody buying them, but if you want to, I do have a code. Feel free to check it out. What the hell is happening? I was just trying to click back and it didn't work. Anyways, all right, let's move on to GPUs. I think my code's chump, by the way, for Ice River if you guys are interested. But anyways, on the 4090s, looks like Lithium is most profitable as of right now, and Nexa. How's Nexa doing actually? I'll look at Nexa in a minute. I feel like Nexa is kind of one of them maybe sleeping giants. I guess we'll have to see what happens. I lied. It looks like it's just dying. Never mind. There was a lot of talk about Nexa. I know Panda was mining it for a bit. He's got like a shit ton of it. I mined it for a day with my 3090s. I got 1 million. I don't even know where the wallet is, to be honest. I really don't. That sucks. Anyways, yeah, so I don't know if it'll be worth anything someday, but let me know what you guys think about Nexa. We will have to see how that one plays out. What is this? URSA. What is this? Ursula? What the hell's happening? K heavy hash. What is this? This is a new coin. All right, hold on. Oh, actually, I just go right there. Look at that. New coins. 6 days. 6 days ago, another fork of Kaspa. Look at that. What else is new? Guys, please, for the love of God, be careful when you are downloading new shit from new sites. Okay? Hold on. Just because I want to see what this is. BigUrsula.com. Oh God, what is happening here? The most amazing thing you can get. Yeah, like, see, you like go to these websites and you're like, oh, let's just click on shit. No, don't click on shit. Don't. Make sure somebody else does it first. You don't get freaking hacked. Crazy. I don't do anything on this computer, so I don't really care about going to these sites, but please don't do that. Anyways, that's apparently a profitable coin. Never I don't know where it's exchangeable or where it came from, but yeah, that's it. We have Hyper and Lithium, also Conflux and Radiant, top of the charts. BTG, look at that for the 7900 XT. That's kind of like an oddball card. I feel like it's always got like a weird coin. And then we have AIPG. How's AIPG doing actually? Let's see. AIPG. Let's see real quick. AI Power Grid, 22 cents. This thing's been taking a little bit of a, oh God, wow, that took a real shit, huh? From 70 cents to 43 to now 22. Oof, big oof on that one. Mr. Luke in the chat, my man, says look at the chart. Kaspa gains from 30, 60, 90 in 1 year gains. Let's see. Kaspa. Oh, like Kaspa. So this would be a 30 day. What are you asking me to do? Hold on. Gains you got with BTC, even at 20K, still doesn't touch. Oh, here it is. If anybody didn't see DJ Mine stream last night, that was a clip from it, and I appreciate you allowing me to steal that. The best super chat gif ever, my man, Mr. DJ Mines. Anyways, all right, let me read that again. Sorry, I gotta read this one more time. All right, he said 1 year ETC gains you got with BTC, even at 20K, still doesn't touch what Kaspa has done in the bear market for your portfolio. Wait for tier 1 rust upgrades, smart contracts, etc. Oh yeah, there's gonna be more. Yeah, they're gonna be. So I heard there's like some FUD around the forking stuff though. But yeah, like look at this. From where Kaspa's been, it's literally been killing it regardless. Like look at how, I guess as Luke would say, look at how confident this chart is, right? Down here it's like way under a penny. There's like a 20th of a penny, 2/20ths of a penny, and like look at this, it's just rocketing. I think Kaspa's gonna do well. I do. It's at a $3.8 billion market cap. It is just absolutely killing it. I think you're correct, sir. Luke, thank you so much for the $20 super chat. You're amazing. All right guys, let's get into the news of the day. Who became a member? Let's see. Mr. Gotsum, appreciate you, buddy. Thank you for becoming a YouTube channel member. You are amazing. All right, let's move into the news segment of things. We have not seen the real rallies of technology tokens, says Delta blockchain. Kavita Gupta, that's how you say that. I'm not sure if I just butchered that or not, but let me see what they got to say over here. I hope this is the video I was expecting it to be. Let's do it.
Bitcoin topping 65,000 this morning.
By the way, Joe, there he is. Look at it. I thought he got fired. I swear I thought he got fired.
It inches closer to an all-time high. The cryptocurrency just hit its best monthly performance.
Oh, by the way, so this the news that we're doing today, right? It's basically from yesterday. I tried to put it in like timeline order from yesterday morning to as it gradually got better during the day. So that's where we're at.
Since 2020. While other cryptocurrencies like Ether and Solana and Cardano also saw notable gains. Joining us now is Kavita Gupta, Delta Blockchain Fund founder. Are you following all the ones I just mentioned,
yeah,
Kavita? Are
absolutely.
You? And
isn't it funny though? They actually got rid of the other guy. I don't know if they put them on set together anymore. Does anybody know? What is his name? Andrew and Joe. Yeah, I don't know if they're allowed to be at the same table anymore.
I don't follow the other ones, and I always just it's sort of a simpleton with all this. There was Bitcoin and there was everything else. The SH, you know, there's the nickname is SH coin for a lot of these other things, but some of them are real and they have some blockchain characteristics that will be, you think, utilitarian in the future?
Yeah, a lot of technology underneath, basically. So Bitcoin...
We're at 68,000, by the way, if anybody's just joining.
...has always been, as we have also talked in the past, about the currency, the storage value. And it has always, now Bitcoin also coming up with a lot of technology beyond just settlement. But Ethereum is looking really, really great with all the decentralization, ETH ETF, which is a lot of expectations about to happen. Then when we talk about Solana, them changing their technology.
Real quick, so with the Bitcoin ETF, it took about a month or so for it to actually start popping off. But you guys, did you notice that like we've literally ran about $20,000 in the last like week? You guys notice that? That's crazy. That's crazy. What do you think it's going to do for Ethereum? I think it's going to go to 5 figures easy. That's just my opinion.
Also, the big drop in Solana prices up down to around $16 approximately was also because of the SEC naming Solana, Polygon, bunch of tokens as maybe security without any proof. But we are seeing the technologies coming back and the technology making those tokens really picking up the price.
So we're going to have to bone up on this stuff, Becky. Jeez. Because
Joe has actually been orange pilled. He loves Bitcoin.
Looks like it's here to stay, and I know people are waiting for Ethereum and Ether for the ETF. They think that's just a matter of time at this point.
It does look like it's a matter of time, but it also depends upon how SEC takes it. Like in the past, even for Bitcoin ETF, they took all their great time. And like even when the commissioner announced, the SEC commissioner announced that the Bitcoin ETF is here, it was pretty much forced by the court because there was no reasoning not to do it. I think with Ethereum, it's either going to be super easy or it's going to be a little bit more difficult because the commissioners have always have very, very contrarian views about whether it's a security or it's a utility. One commissioner saying it's a utility, like Commissioner Hillman in the past, but currently they have not taken a really great stand about it. Said that, the expectations in the prices and the numbers have already baked in. If you look at the jump from in last 2 months, you can see that ETH ETF expectations and a lot of technology products which has been launched. The adoption of DeFi, which decentralized finance, has already like $8 billion on new protocols. Like,
just for the record, it is absolutely not already baked in. Yes, there's some anticipation hype, right? This is the people that like buy on Coinbase and stuff. But like institutions can't touch it yet. That is a whole different realm of money that comes in.
Multi-billion-dollar game. We are not even talking about millions actually logged there. Has already, I think ETH is right now is very underappreciated.
You see Ethereum the same as Bitcoin?
I see the utilization of those two very different. Ethereum, I see like an infrastructure layer, like anything which long time back, a lot of Microsoft or Oracle was. Bitcoin, I see more of as a currency, though the technologies are getting there, but it's going to take time to come with respect to technology to ETH. I feel like the technology tokens, we have not seen the real rallies there. And I think end of this year, we're going to see the real rally in those technology tokens, whether it's Ethereum, whether it's Polygon, whether it's Optimism, anything which actually going to push the institutional adoption of anyone who's holding this ETFs, whether it's Bitcoin. They need custody, they need the way of settlement, they need a way of transacting these things, even at the most basic utilization.
Okay, you said maybe it's already, the ETF might already be in Ethereum. How much of the halving of Bitcoin is reflected in the 65,000 where it is now? When does it happen? Exactly?
In end of April and May.
End of April and May. Okay. And how much of the gains are already reflected, do you think?
I think there are two big factors. One is the Bitcoin halving expectation. Then it will become very difficult to have more new supply of Bitcoin. And secondly, the Bitcoin ETFs are finally getting buyers. We just saw the approval. And after the approval, we saw prices going down a little bit. But now the real money is coming in because people are buying in.
Well, they were also tax loss harvesting from, the Grayscale's converted ETF, right? They had to wait 30 days to get back in. Some people might have taken it a couple of days or a week or two further than that and then sold. And that's what we're seeing come in. So who knows? I
do expect a little bit of liquidity or dip after the Bitcoin halving because the expectations are already built in.
Down into the 40s?
Yes, that is very possible.
What do you guys think? Bitcoin going down into the 40s?
40s, mid 40s. I don't see it going back into 20s.
I think after the halving,
soon.
probably.
But I do expect the end of the year to early next year, we're going to see a huge jump. Not only for Bitcoin, but I see the percentage-wise return more into the technology tokens. I don't call them all tokens anymore because the technology has built up so much on all these platforms with real users and adoptions.
We have tried to figure out Gary Gensler's, what's the story, really? Because he taught at MIT. He understands. Mm-hmm. Why do you think he's been so... I don't know. Is it when you're in charge of the SEC, you want to first do no harm, I guess. So there's still, I guess
he's worrying about fraud built around some of this stuff.
Yeah, but that's like worrying about fraud. That we've made that point, and then he made the point himself about something else. He goes, "What? You're going to throw that out because it's you?" That doesn't really, obviously, a whole.
He wants to say Gary sucks. What do you think about him? But he can't.
But my question
beat around the bush.
there could be a different administration in by next year. Would a different SEC
I
Chairman
feel
SEC,
like there
that'd
is,
probably be bullish, wouldn't it?
I feel like there's going to be different SEC irrespective of which administration is going to be there. Because at one side, late, but finally, we also had Biden official Twitter with red eye, which is the indication of Bitcoin recently, when the Bitcoin was 64K plus. And at the same time, President Trump has also been very, very vocal about adoption of crypto. He did his own NFTs. I think it would be very difficult for him to come to the administration and go back on those things. So I feel like it will be a very pro-crypto, not just because it is needed by all the young people. Most of the young people in school and colleges are the part of this retail customer, but also because now you have the full Wall Street, and which has like now $billion, multi-billion dollars already going to trillion in the space. So I feel like that is what's going to be a huge demand, not only from the young voters, but also from the Wall Street.
Shout out to CNBC for that. Real quick in the chat, Ted said, I'm wondering how much of the ETF is going to be staked by the ETFs, or will that not be allowed by the government? That's a good question. I don't know if those the ETF holders will be able to actually stake their ETF, their ETH rather, inside their platforms. Like BlackRock, if they take their Ethereum, are they going to be able to stake it and put it aside for people? I don't know. I don't know how that would work, to be honest. All right, Tether co-founder on why Bitcoin could reach 300K at the peak of the next bull market. Guys, that like button, appreciate you for hanging out. I hate asking, but YouTube makes me.
Worldwide Asset Exchange and Tether co-founder William Quigley's with us. William, it's good to see you again. I wonder, I mean, this is another story where there is arguments on the speculative side, but also on fundamental analysis of at least money flows.
Yeah, I agree. If you look at where we are pre-halvening, that's going to happen in April, where Bitcoin's reward for miners drops by half. If we look at where we are versus the last one, I'd say, which happened 4 years ago, we're in better shape. You know, obviously we didn't have the ETFs back then. If you look at things like derivative volume, it was nascent 4 years ago, now very high. We've just hit a record. And the ETF flows have actually surprised me. I was a little skeptical that they would take off quickly. And now we have close to, I want to say $50 billion. It's about 740,000 Bitcoin held in these ETFs. Daily, we're getting between 150 million up to $500 million flowing in. So there's a lot of positive forces that are pushing Bitcoin up right now. And this is before the halvening, which is usually after that fact when Bitcoin really skyrockets.
And if any of you guys are new here, we've never hit an all-time high before the halving. Ever.
How do you describe to viewers the mix of institutional versus retail interest vis-a-vis, say, prior rallies?
Oh, anything from like pre-2020, there was very little institutional interest in Bitcoin. It was a retail-driven, globally retail-driven phenomenon. And now I would say there is a lot of institutional money that tracks it. It's also why you see such interest in derivatives.
Real quick, Tip Top Smoke, we did not hit the all-time high last night. We hit the highest level it's been this year. Ever, like since the all-time high, but it hasn't broken the all-time high yet. It might today, actually.
The volatility in Bitcoin, I think, is one thing that really attracts a lot of institutional investors. And you have to understand that, you know, Bitcoin is maybe the only globally traded asset that I know of whose demand is purely based on sentiment. You know, there's not a Bitcoin company. There isn't Bitcoin price earning ratios. It's just a sentiment-driven token. And what you can say about that, of course, is that sentiment has no limits. You can always be more optimistic. And so this rally may be the biggest we've seen. If we just look at where we stand today, pre-halvening for Bitcoin, and look at historical patterns, that would suggest, and I'm not predicting this, I'm just saying if you applied the historical patterns, it would suggest Bitcoin being in excess of $300,000 at the peak of this next bull market. And since all tokens are correlated to Bitcoin, that means that all the other tokens like Ethereum and Solana and some of these others will move up in lockstep. Those, however, usually move higher, directionally the same, but since they have a lower market cap, they tend to move up to a greater degree.
That's true. That's why we see bigger gains with altcoins and such. Real quick, did he just call Bitcoin a token? Big oof. Let's see real quick. Steven Cicero said every exchange has its own all-time high, which is true. Some exchanges hit it. Yeah, so some exchanges may have hit it, but it doesn't mean the overall price of Bitcoin actually hit it. But in other countries, actually, Bitcoin, I think, did break the all-time high. So we might see it here in the US at some point. Let's see. Bitcoin rallies above 67,000. If anybody's just joining, we are at almost 68,000. We were at 68,000 just before we started watching the news clips. Again, we're catching up from the prior day into this morning, guys. That like button, appreciate you for hanging out. Let's do it.
Take a look at Bitcoin. There it is, over 67,000. We're approaching all-time highs, Mr. Weiss.
Yep.
Fast.
Another 7% today. What's behind this other than
pure momentum?
This guy's a douche.
Still no use
Risk
case.
On.
Well, there are a few things.
There's still no use case. Listen to him.
You know, Kramer came out today and said he thinks it's because people trust fiat currencies less because of everybody's upside down, is in debt to GDP. I don't really think that's the case. I just don't think they're that big deeper. Sure, there's a small element that believes that all economies, all sovereigns are going to hell, so they're going to hide Bitcoin. That's not it. It's purely the marketing power right now of BlackRock, of Fidelity, and more to come. But to show you how ridiculous it is, Bitcoin isn't even the top foreign currency. I think Bite the Dog, or whatever the hell that currency's name, is up 400%. I mean, it's just...
What is this guy talking about?
Storm for...
What is this guy saying? He's like on a totally different world. What?
This particular asset class right now, between the approval of the ETFs and the biggest names in
him and Jamie Dimon and Elizabeth Warren, you know, they get into it, all three of them.
The asset management business getting into it with
They're all in bed together.
Some speculative fervor in parts of the market, biotech maybe here too. And overall risk on.
Complete perfect storm. Yep. But I think you have to look at the two products that investors really focus on. Number one, obviously Bitcoin, which has been traditionalized with the advent of the ETFs. Here's the interesting one, and here's the thought. You have Bitcoin up 58%. Right. You have Ethereum up 57%. Ethereum doesn't have the ETF yet. So you have a lot of people who are going to own Ethereum on the belief that an ETF is coming. Is Ethereum riding the back of Bitcoin, or is Ethereum rallying on the belief that the ETF's coming? Because if it's rallying on the back of Bitcoin, then there's so much more alpha that can be generated in owning Ethereum relative to Bitcoin because the ETF's not there yet.
Yeah,
I can't wait to see what this guy says.
I don't disagree with that, but I don't think that deeply. I just think it's, you know, sheep, you know, being led to slaughter.
Can we replay that like multiple times over?
This fucking idiot, this guy. Sheep being led to slaughter. You're all going to get slaughtered.
For the next 10 years?
Yeah, what?
I don't think that deeply.
I don't
guys,
think that deeply in
this guy's a
control room.
moron.
Cut it now and
Who is
save
this
it.
guy?
Send
Does
it to me
anybody
so
know?
I'll preserve a copy forever. We're going to be the national archives of you, Weiss.
You know, I got to be careful any edge I give you in that regard, that being one. But it's also the SEC came out and didn't get in the way, basically. You know, investors think, okay, now it's safe. The SEC blessed it, the courts blessed it, but it's pure momentum.
It's pure momentum. What about last time we hit the all-time high? We were here. Let us know. Bitcoin rally extends to the summer and beyond. Let's see what they say over here. Yahoo Finance.
Bitcoin inching closer to all-time highs as the crypto market certainly reaps the benefits from the addition of spot Bitcoin ETFs here, plus more applications for Ethereum ETFs. All of this is positive for the broader crypto space. Here to discuss what's next for these digital assets, we've got Matt Hogan, who is the Bitwise Asset Management Chief Investment Officer here. Matt, great to see you. What from your stance is the biggest catalyst that is continuing to move crypto higher, and Bitcoin specifically, after we were anticipating more largely a sell the news type of event once the Bitcoin ETFs finally went public?
I love this guy. But whoever's seen Jeff Dunham, you guys remember that old guy, that old cranky guy, Walter? Is that his name? Is that he kind of looks like that?
That's right. But I think the demand for these ETFs far exceeded anyone's expectations. By any measure,
guy
these are
is
the
awesome,
most
though.
successful ETF launches of all time. And as you mentioned in the last segment, sometimes it comes down to simple supply and demand. If we looked last week, these Bitcoin ETFs purchased over 30,000 Bitcoin net, and Bitcoin miners only produced 6,000 Bitcoin. And as you said, that number is going to fall in half the amount miners are producing in a few weeks. More
It's going from 900 a day to 450 a day.
demand, reduced new supply. Sometimes it's as easy as that to explain why the price is going up.
Yeah, Matt, when you have Bitcoin right above 66,000, coming off its best month that we have seen since 2020, is there anything, do you think, standing in the way of this massive rally that we're seeing?
Yeah, the thing that could stop Bitcoin from rallying is if long-term Bitcoin investors decide to sell, right? Because the ETF is soaking up more than 100% of the net new supply. So it's only when people who have been holding Bitcoin for 6 months, a year, 2 years, 3 years decide to sell that we could see prices pull back, because I don't see the ETF demand going anywhere. You could see some of that selling as we breach new all-time highs, but I think we're going significantly higher. I think this is a bull market with legs. I think we'll still be talking to this about this into the summer and beyond.
Matt, I'm not sure I entirely realize just how many people are heading to the ballot boxes this year internationally. You've got 64 countries holding elections here, and what's anticipated to be a record year for the number of people voting. Here's why I bring that up. That also means that in some areas in the world, crypto might be on the ballot as well. Are there large elections that those who are holding Bitcoin and other cryptocurrency assets should be paying closest attention to?
Absolutely. This is actually a big catalyst for crypto this year. Yes, the ETFs are important. Yes, mining is important. Potential Fed rate cuts are important. But the election could be a huge catalyst. If you look just here in the US, about 100 million Americans have some exposure to crypto, according to statistics. Even if 5% of them incorporate crypto into how they vote, that could tilt the elections. And you're already seeing politicians start to play to this. You're seeing momentum for crypto in Washington. 2022, early 2023, crypto faced huge regulatory headwinds. I think those are going to flip to tailwinds as we enter the end of this year. And it's part of the mainstreaming of crypto, which is, the sort of meta narrative for this bull market.
Matt, when it comes to Biden versus Trump, it looks like that's going to be the likely matchup here in 2024. Is one better than the other for crypto?
Look, crypto.
Is that a real question? Did you just ask that?
Crypto wins as long as there's not a complete Democratic sweep of both houses of Congress and the presidency. Again, the tide is rising for crypto across the board. I think either would be fine. Maybe on the edges, much of crypto would prefer a Trump victory, less sort of harsh regulation from the top down at the SEC. But again, unless there is a complete Democratic sweep, I think it's positive for crypto. I think generally the Washington trends are moving in crypto's direction.
Trump had his own NFTs. If he's not better for crypto, I don't know what else to say there. But regardless, yeah, someone needs to wake that guy up, the one that's president now. We have Bitcoin adoption is inevitable amid ETF success. Let's see what they got to say again over here. Yahoo Finance.
Bitcoin continuing its rise. The price of the crypto asset pushing past $66,000 this morning, the leading digital currency within range of fresh all-time highs. Joining me now to discuss what's next for the crypto market, we've got Ian Rogers, Ledger Chief Experience Officer. Ian, good to talk to you today. What do you attribute the latest surge in Bitcoin prices to?
Thank you for having me. What a moment to be here talking about this when we're 5% off of all-time high, and we've just passed the all-time high on market capitalization for Bitcoin. I mean, in some ways, this is inevitable as predicted. As we approach the halving, there's every 4 years there's a.
I'm assuming he has to do with the Ledger company. This guy.
A run up, but you also have these ETFs which have recently been approved, and a lot of inflows coming from that. And what's it?
Yeah, Ledger's Ian Rogers. Yeah.
Attributed to, I think, simple supply and demand. I mean, you have a programmatically scarce asset, and people are 15 years after its inception, people are feeling comfortable owning it, and more people want to own it than are willing to sell it. Therefore, the price is going up.
We'll talk about the halving in just a bit, but when you think about where Bitcoin ETFs have gone, I mean, as you said, it was always expected to give a big bump, at least to the largest crypto asset, which is Bitcoin. What has that meant for Ledger specifically?
Well, for Ledger, it's, when the number goes up, the sales at Ledger also go up. We move, we move with the market, and I think the ETFs have provided, a bit of an entry point for people, right? The educated people become Ledger customers, so it's great that people have this, easy on ramp to Bitcoin, which causes them.
First, I used to trust Ledger. I used to before that whole sharding incident. I still do have a Ledger, and I have my main holdings there, but it's I'm scared to plug it in. So I don't know. How do you guys feel about Ledger? Let me know in the chat, actually.
To get more educated and ultimately find their way to self-custody.
You talk about the on-ramp that's provided. I mean, is it really just about Bitcoin? Are you finding this broadening out beyond sort of the usual Bitcoin and Ether? I mean, what are you seeing in the crypto space overall?
I mean, the space overall, I mean, you have these, meme coins, across the board are they're pumping even crazier than Bitcoin in many cases. They're coming from kind of, zero to something massive. I think whenever you get a run up in Bitcoin, you get other activity around the entire ecosystem. There's, rumors of an Ethereum ETF or hope of an Ethereum ETF. And I think, that's excitement and causing a lot of movement there, but it's, really across the entire ecosystem. I mean, even on Bitcoin, you have ordinals, which are Bitcoin NFTs with some very big sales. You had a very big CryptoPunk sale today. I mean, the entire ecosystem is explosive. I think, what you have is we had a big washout cycle where people saw what happened with FTX. There were other risks in the ecosystem, such as the settlement with Binance, which when these risks get cleared out, people get confidence and they want to buy back in. So I think the ETFs are just providing a way for more people to get in easily, and literally anyone in America can now very easily hold an asset which used to be only for the more technical minded. So I think it's just coming down the curve in terms of simplicity.
All right, let's move on. Let's see what the next one is over here. CNBC television. Oh, Fun Strats. Tom Lee. That's right. I wanted to listen to this one. Weighs in on Bitcoin passing $68,000. This was last evening, actually.
All right, as evidenced by the snazzy breaking news graphic, we are on Bitcoin record
So
watch.
close to all-time highs.
Bitcoin got close to the record about 20 minutes ago. It's just, now it's below 68,000. Bitcoin moves around a lot, but it passed 68,000 for the first time in 3 years. Bitcoin's record high is...
Real quick, Tyson in the chat before we get into this, he said they don't have the seed unless you give it to them and pay $10 a month. It's for people who are forgetful. Yeah, I understand that, Tyson, but the problem with the whole Ledger sharding thing is the fact that they can do it. Because that means they can do it without you even knowing. That's the problem that I have with it. That's just my opinion.
68,982. So actually right now we're exactly $1,000 away from that, but we were within a couple of hundred points just moments ago. So obviously wouldn't be surprised to see Bitcoin, which...
No, you don't. As far as I know, you don't have to give them the seed phrase, Tyson. He said you give it to them, or you have to give it to them to do it. But they said that they can shard it directly from your machine, right? You do have to share it? Interesting. Maybe I'm ignorant to that fact. I'm not sure. I don't know how that works. To be honest, I haven't plugged my Ledger in since that issue came out.
Was it 16 or 15,000 like a year and a half, 2 years ago? Break a record tonight or tomorrow. Joining us now on the CBC Newsline, aka the phone, is Bitcoin bull Tom Lee. Tom, we appreciate you coming on last week. We talked about your great calls. You made a very rational argument about the number of wallets out there. Seems like
if you guys don't know who Tom Lee is, he's like he is very good at kind of calling the market where it's going to go and where things are going to be. So I definitely take what he says with a little bit more merit than anything else.
Bitcoin records imminent.
I agree, Brian. The old high, which was 3 years ago, is in a time when Bitcoin's fundamentals and sort of the structural support around it isn't as strong as it is today. So I think it's just a matter of time before that all-time high fails. And I think Bitcoin kind of makes that, it's a beeline back towards its long-term trend line, which, is probably 82,000 near term, 150,000 before year end, and then, of course, much, much higher numbers in the future.
So he's calling for 150K before year end. I actually just put a poll in the chat. Will Bitcoin break all-time high today? You guys let me know in the chat.
I've never met an investment instrument that is so polarizing. I got people on Twitter or X that are like, it's the future of finance, it's the future of money, it's going to whatever. And then there's people that call it, it's fake, it's fraud, it's a joke, it's worthless. It's, why do you think Bitcoin is so polarizing?
Brian, I think there's many reasons, but the three that come to mind is, number one, it's a generational issue. I think in crypto, they refer to sort of the legacy financial folks as boomers because, Bitcoin is really being adopted and used by both younger folks, millennials and Gen Z, as well as people outside the U.S. Bitcoin's really useful to the unbanked outside the U.S. I think the second is that because Bitcoin was is bootstrapped and, has a genesis block, it didn't grow inside the traditional financial system. So I think those who are used to the venture capital world or institutional access to products first before individuals find it, this is an anathema. It came out through the opposite way. And the third, of course, is that, Bitcoin represents trust in a trustless world. And, that's tough for people who are used to dealing with private banks.
That's true, too. It implements trust in a trustless world. Real quick, Overboard Tech said Tyson is correct about the having to share your seed phrase stuff, right? He said, however, the firmware on those higher end devices contains the ability to shard and export. So people are worried about that being exploited. And that was kind of my biggest fear, right? If I plug in my Ledger Nano X, can they take my seed phrase from it by sharding it without my consent? Even if I click that no button, right? That's my biggest fear. So I just moved away from it. I just went to Tangent, to be honest, for most of my stuff. That's my, I wouldn't call it my checking account, but that's like in between my savings and checking account, right? Basically for crypto. But if you guys are interested, again, CCXD gets 10% off Tangent. And it's stupid cheap, guys. It's like $50. It's worth it. I mean, that's my opinion. You don't have to plug it into the computer. Okay, Bitcoin inches closer to all-time highs as cryptocurrency tests 67,000. This was obviously at like noontime yesterday. We broke 68,000. You guys know that. We got close to all-time high. I'm wondering if we'll hit it today. Let's see.
Today, Bitcoin blasts past $66,000, inching closer to its 2021 all-time high. Over the weekend, we stopped by ETH Denver 2024 to bring you an inside look at the event. And while we were there, we sat down with SEC Commissioner Hester Peirce. She breaks down the SEC's approach to regulating crypto.
She actually shits on the SEC a little bit for just kind of fining people for no merit behind it.
Welcome to CNBC's Crypto World.
What in the hell? Look at that necklace. Looks like she's Egyptian. That's like one of them, I'm talking about one of them gold chains. That's right.
I'm Mackenzie Sigalos. The price of Bitcoin rising to kick off the week, moving even closer to its all-time high after the rally took a breather over the weekend.
That would have been great if there was a Bitcoin logo right there.
As of noon Eastern, Bitcoin traded above $66,000, around $2,000 shy of its all-time high reached in November 2021. Ether advanced 2% to around $3,500, and Bitcoin lifted other crypto tokens with it, particularly meme coins, with Dogecoin jumping more than 28% this morning. Analysts point to their performance as evidence that retail investors who've been sitting on the sidelines for much of the recent crypto rally are starting to jump back into the crypto market. Both Bitcoin...
Killing it real quick. Duke Nukem in the chat said CoinMarketCap says it was just $19 away from all-time high yesterday. Dude, we were so close.
And Ether are coming off their best week in almost a year, but their run was on pause over the weekend as the market digested 2 days of steep outflows from the Grayscale Bitcoin ETF that were offset by inflows into other Bitcoin ETFs. One crypto exec told CNBC that big moves now tend to happen during the normal trading week with the birth of 9 new Bitcoin ETFs. Long-term investors are confident that the combination of increasing demand for ETFs and a tighter supply expected after the April halving event will push the price of Bitcoin to a new all-time high. Crypto has also been getting a slight bid from the stock market, where the tech-heavy NASDAQ composite reached an all-time high on Friday. Some crypto-focused stocks are riding the Bitcoin wave, with Coinbase and MicroStrategy rising nearly 7% and 20% respectively. The miners, however, are all down between 0.5% and 6% as of 12 p.m. Okay, let's talk about ETH Denver 2024, which wrapped up over the weekend. I was there and got the chance to speak to some of crypto's biggest developers and some first-time attendees about why the event is attracting so much attention. I'm here at ETH Denver 2024 at a time when things are looking pretty good for its namesake crypto network.
The energy is electric in this particular one. Things are feeling very positive in the ecosystem.
Now, part of this has to do with a major upgrade coming to Ethereum in a few weeks that's expected to slash transaction costs by 90%, while vastly improving profitability of the companies built on the blockchain.
That's literally like what? I think it's like 9 days away or something, 8 days away maybe.
The thing that is happening with Denkun is we're going to create a whole new kind of storage on Ethereum that's purpose-built for layer 2s like Base. And what that means, it means that right now we pay a ton to Ethereum, and we're going to pay a lot less, which is going to lower the fees for everyone, because Ethereum is basically going to build a product purpose-built for us.
There's also a lot of optimism that a spot Ether ETF could follow the immensely popular spot Bitcoin ETFs approved earlier this year. Now, SEC commissioners might be attending this event, but ETH Denver has really tried to keep the sense that it's underground and for coders, not Wall Street.
I feel like the wave and the future is this, but it's very early. So for people of color, like, it's very important for us to be in these spaces and learn as much as possible.
In terms of the vibe on the ground here in Denver, this festival, as organizers like to call it, started as something intimate, but has quickly ballooned to 20,000 attendees, all focused on what's next for Ethereum. What's also different this year, more people are talking about the intersection of AI and Web3. The CEO of Near was deep in the AI world before jumping into crypto. He was
All right, I'm glad you guys are saying it in the chat, because I'm like shaking my head even that he said that. Like, why do you gotta bring that shit into it? I don't understand it. Like, everybody's freaking equal. I don't get it. I don't understand it. Why? It's so stupid.
One of the researchers who introduced transformers,
drives me nuts.
literally the T in ChatGPT. That research is what laid the groundwork for the LLMs of today, like Google's Gemini.
When we started, we were an AI company, and we were doing data crowdsourcing, and we actually wanted to use blockchain because we needed to pay people for data crowdsourcing we were doing. And we had, students in China, in Eastern Europe, who were working for us pretty much, but they didn't have bank accounts. Sending money from US into like Eastern Europe and China is complicated. And so we actually wanted to use blockchain as a way to facilitate that data collection.
We spoke to several more of the biggest leaders in Web3 here in Denver, and we'll be sharing those full interviews with you on CNBC Crypto World all this week. Our main story, last Thursday at the start of ETH Denver, I moderated a fireside interview with SEC Commissioner Hester Peirce, where she discussed the agency's approach to regulating crypto and enforcement actions against major players in the space. Right after that, I sat down with the commissioner to continue the conversation and get her take on what needs to change for regulating crypto in the U.S. So here at ETH Denver, 20,000 people coming into town for this event. A lot of them are the coders and the builders who are helping to develop this ecosystem. Now, yesterday it was standing room only at your fireside chat, and I think that really speaks to the fact that you're seen as crypto's staunchest ally among U.S. regulators. You haven't been shy about critiquing the SEC's approach so far to regulating the crypto space. And I guess my first question to you is just what's not working right now and what needs to change?
I think what's not working is that I'm here at ETH Denver, that these developers need to be thinking about what the regulatory structure is because it's so unclear. So I think what needs to change is that we need to develop some clear rules so that these people can do their developing and understand what the framework is that they're working in.
It seems like there's a very clear direction from the top right now. And so what does the SEC need to do to become either more comfortable with crypto or change their stance? Is that a change at the top in terms of the chairman? Is it a change in the White House? Is it switching out commissioners? What has to happen to the composition of the SEC to see progress on this front?
I don't think the personnel has to change. It's just the policy has to change, and that requires having some open dialogues with people who are explaining what they're trying to build and trying to think about how that intersects rationally with our framework. Not just come in after the fact with enforcement actions.
And that is part of the problem, right? Like, there have been no hard and fast rules given to us by Congress. Certain, senators and congressmen have certainly tried to push forward on crypto legislation. And in the absence of that, it's really just been this regulation by enforcement approach from the SEC. The CFTC has been another agency policing the space. And I suppose my question is, like, what policy makes sense at this point? You've got the safe harbor proposal that you were floating as early as 2020. There have been competing bills. Is there anything that you're optimistic about in terms of legislation that might impose hard and fast rules that will give guidance to these coders?
I think there's been some good effort in Congress to try to think holistically about the space, which is helpful. But at bottom, what we need to do is make sure that they're disclosures so that people who are buying things can figure out whether they want to buy what they want to buy. And we need to take advantage of the technology, which allows for an unprecedented amount of transparency. It allows for equal access. Those are things we should be harnessing for good instead of treating as if they're bad.
Now, earlier this month, there was a change, correct me if I'm wrong here, but a change in the definition of what a dealer is, and this broker-dealer rule. And some people who work in the DeFi space are concerned because it seems as though it's going to rope in more DeFi developers, potentially impact what they're doing with DEXs as well. What changes for them?
I think it is. In fact, I was just having a conversation with some people who are worried about just that rule and about the implications for example, liquidity pools and liquidity providers and liquidity pools. And it is unknown at this moment. And when I tried at the time we adopted the rule to get some clarity around that, there are a lot more questions than there are answers, unfortunately.
Now, a big topic of conversation with respect to the SEC and its intersection with the world of crypto is the spot Bitcoin ETF debate. It ultimately took a court ruling to get those applications to the finish line. Is it going to take the same thing for a spot Ether ETF to see those applicants given approval?
Well, look, it's hard for me to know. We're in the process of considering some of these applications now, but what I do hope is that the court decision in the Bitcoin product just can help us take a little reset toward how we think about these crypto issues and apply precedent the same way we would apply it to non-crypto products. That's what I'm hoping for.
You know, the SEC has suffered a couple of losses in the court system. There's Grayscale, which is what we were just talking about with respect to the spot Bitcoin ETF debate. There was also Ripple. Internally, how is that going over? Are some people actually happy about it because it forced the hand and it perhaps changed the direction the SEC would have taken otherwise?
I can't talk about ongoing enforcement actions, but I can say that sometimes these are really difficult legal questions and we're all trying to wrestle through them, but I hope we can all approach them with greater legal precision, and sometimes that takes courts to help us do that.
The U.S. has obviously struggled to come up with hard and fast rules. We've seen other jurisdictions move faster on that front in terms of Singapore, the UAE, the EU with MiCA. Basically, these countries establishing legal frameworks to guide the space, but it feels like the U.S. is actually the only cop enforcing rules. So is that actually a benefit of, even if it's over policing the space, as some people at this conference would say, has there been a net benefit in terms of having some sort of crypto cop who is involved in helping to police the ecosystem?
It is helpful to have someone who's watching out for people who are taking crypto and using it as an excuse for conducting frauds. So certainly,
but there's a difference between saving people from fraudulent activity, right, and accusing people of fraudulent activity like they've been doing.
We played a positive role there, but I think that on balance, we could better help the ecosystem be a safer, healthier place by having clear rules, which would help us figure out where to spend our enforcement resources, but would also help people figure out how to stay on the right side of the line.
So many builders who were once quite public with our identities are nervous about being on stage at an event like this, just because it's unclear what sort of ramifications there might be, if they're going to be ensnared in some sort of legal action because of the work that they're doing with open source code. What would you tell to somebody who's a coder who's excited about jumping into crypto but doesn't know what they're safe to actually build?
I'm so happy that people are willing to develop and build in this space, and we will get to a better place. So we just need to be thinking now about what a good rule set would look like. So let's look forward to the day when we change course, when we recognize that our American values, right, that really foster innovation, and think about what that right regulatory framework would look like.
Last question for you. What keeps you up at night when you think about what the SEC is doing with respect to the crypto sector?
There's a lot that keeps me up at night, but I mean, it goes back to this theme of not providing clarity and therefore driving people who might otherwise be here, be building in this space, to say, you know what, I'm going to build in some other space. I'm going to do something different with my life. It's turning people away from what they otherwise might want to do with their lives.
Okay.
Damn it, I was too late with it, but this is the perfect sensor tool. It's fine, Doug.
That's all for crypto world.
They were just upskirting her, and it was I'm sure I'd save a few people with having to see something they didn't want to see. All right, what Bitcoin's about to go parabolic. We're gonna move into the videos of the day. Shout out to CNBC television for that. Let's see what this guy over here, this is Satoshi Stacker. He's actually a trader and charter. I want to see what he's got to say about Bitcoin going freaking parabolic. Let's do it.
Guys, it is happening right now. What we have been waiting for so many years, it is finally about to happen. Yesterday,
this video was posted like 5 hours ago, maybe 4 hours ago.
We came $100 from breaking into a new all-time high for Bitcoin. Listen to that one more time. We came yesterday about $100 from breaking a new all-time high for Bitcoin. And for everyone that I have been calling for $12,000, for $5,000 and such, well, everyone that didn't listen to that, everyone that have remained bullish throughout this entire run from $16,000 when we started to flip bullish here based on my long-term charts, we are winning. And today, guys, I am going to talk about what I see happening here, what I see happening when we break our previous all-time high, the next levels of resistance. I do have some huge news because everything has changed for Bitcoin. It's not a coincidence that we are seeing essentially a straight vertical pump for Bitcoin here recently. And is this going to continue or not? Today, guys, I'm going to talk you through everything you need to know if you are at all involved in the crypto space.
I have a link to this guy's channel down in the description below. If you guys are interested, feel free to check it out.
So make sure to stick around from the beginning until the end of this video. Welcome back, everybody.
And by the way, I do that with every single clip we watch, like news and all that stuff, so you guys can go see like what the videos of the day were. If you guys missed this stuff, feel free.
My name is Chris, bringing you cryptocurrency videos every day, teaching you how to make money in this market. If you're new to the channel, then make sure to subscribe and activate the bell right now. So with that said, guys, let's get straight into it. So what you can see right now is that we had a massive pump yesterday. Of course, this is what we have been expecting. Since we broke through this orange box up here, I said, I think we're going to have more or less a parabolic move towards the next level of resistance. So we pumped from $63,000 up to $68,500 in essentially, what is that? Not even one 24-hour period. Okay.
If we break through this next all-time high, like the all-time high ever of Bitcoin, which is what, 69,000 or so around there. If we break through that, like this shit's just going to scream.
So that is absolutely insane. Of course, now we are meeting
like
resistance at my key orange line. So it's not a surprise that once we came up to my level of resistance, we did also see a decisive move towards the upside. We did have a pullback, towards the downside. I mean, we did have a pullback of about 5.6%. So Bitcoin went down from this point, but look at this bounce. This is absolutely fantastic. It's so beautiful. Look at this epic bounce. This goes to show that there's so much bullish momentum in Bitcoin right now and in crypto in general that you see such a big bounce. So whatever you see a dip for Bitcoin, people are very eager to step in and buy. Now, let me show you, because we need to talk about this. Actually,
Broski's in the chat said 70K by the end of April. Dude, we could get 70K today if it breaks all-time high.
Let me go to the long-term chart here for Bitcoin, because it feels good. I cannot lie. It feels good.
I mean, where are we at right now? Market's open, what, in 15 minutes or so, right? We're at 67,753. I mean, we'll see. If people start buying up the ETF, that's going to happen. It's going to go crazy.
To have laid out a strategy several years ago, I laid out this strategy. And I said, guys, you will want to buy as much Bitcoin inside of this teal box If you've been around for the last 2 years, you know about this. And when we broke the RSI structure down here, I said that this is the time, this is the start of the bull market.
This is pretty neat, actually.
This was right at $16,000. Okay, start of the bull market, and then from
why were we so stupid not to just buy at 16,000?
A risk to reward standpoint, the best thing to do was, yes, get in here at the start of the bull market, but definitely we're going to have big pumps inside of this teal box. And so far it has been playing out so well. Now, let me show you. If we go back here, this is actually the weekly time frame. So let's go to the monthly time frame. Actually, let's go to the yearly time frame. Why not? So,
yeah, you're right. Mr. Carl Coates said fear told us not to buy there. Yeah, again, fear and greed index, right? Typically what you want to do, where are we at?
We will take the...
Hold on, let me pause this. Oh, maybe not. Let me
12 month
exit out of that. All right, now we can look at fear and greed. Flashbang again, 90, right? Like Warren Buffett says, be fearful when people are greedy and be greedy when people are fearful. So when you see it over here, that's when you really want to buy. And as of right now, I mean, we should be wanting to sell, but right, FOMO's kicking in. I mean, we've seen this needle go much higher, 97-ish, right? It's probably going to go a bit higher, to be honest, but you never know. I mean, just, you know, take gains. Whatever makes sense for you and your situation, please don't just hold it all.
The
you know what I mean?
Chart.
Just be smart.
Just to show you that we came very close to breaking a new all-time high. This was the all-time high at 69,047 on whichever exchange this is. This is the index, so this takes into account.
And you know what? I need my card said I've never stopped DCAing. I just wish I grabbed more then. Yeah, and you know what? That's true. Same here, right? Always DCA. I'm buying $100 a day, every single day until the halving, at least, right? So I actually bought it this morning before I went live. I'm going to buy it tomorrow before I go live. It doesn't matter what the price is at, because I know at the end of the year, it's probably going to be much higher than it is now.
Single exchange.
The odds are
reached
definitely with me.
$8,800. So we were about $200 from a new all-time high. And I have to say, if we go back to my support and resistance levels, if we go back here and we go to the 4-hourly time frame, granted, we came so close to breaking into a new all-time high. This pullback is a pullback for ants. It's a pullback. It's not even a, what is this? Like, we came so close to breaking through the previous all-time high. So the bears really wanted to push us down. They wanted to show that they are in control here. And still, we are more or less at the same price. So if this was the bears' best effort, then we could be in for a crazy ride towards the upside, guys. So what am I expecting? I'm expecting us to pump. I'm expecting us to eventually break through the $68,500 level. I'm expecting us, it could take a couple of days, it could take a week, I don't know, it could take 2 hours, but eventually we're gonna break through this point, and then eventually we're gonna break through our previous all-time high. Now, let me show you another thing. Let me show you what happened in the last cycle when we broke through our previous all-time high. So, our previous all-time high, if you've been following my channel, you're already prepared for this because I've been talking about it a lot, but previous all-time high here at call it 19,600. Okay, we go into a bear market. Boom, 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 sideways, down. Then look at this.
These are all weekly candles, by the way.
When we come up to the previous all-time high, and this is also why I'm telling you that the current pullback we are having right now is absolutely pathetic. Like, it's not even big. If you look at the pullback we had when we went to the previous all-time high in the last cycle, we at least had a pullback of 20%. So now we had only 5% or 6%. What was it? So we had it once and we had it twice. We had another one of 13%. And then once you broke through that, you had an absolutely parabolic run for Bitcoin. And I do think that you're going to see
most likely what's going to happen.
Something similar here. When we break our previous all-time at 69, the bears will try to defend that area. And like we showed you, it's not going too well. The bears are not having a lot of success defending that area. But they will try to do it again. But whenever we break through that, I do think that you could see some crazy pumps towards the top. I mean, we could be sitting at like $72, $75, $80,000 in essentially no time. I would not be surprised if that happens. Now, of course, we know that even in bull markets,
I would not be shocked if we got there before the halving. What do you guys think?
We have pullbacks. Even in bull markets, we have, you know, corrections and this and that, blah, blah. We already know about that. We're prepared for that. But in general, I think we're going to see some juicy pumps towards the upside. And over time, I do think that, yeah, this is going to play out really, really well. Now, big video coming in the next few days. I know it's taken a little bit longer, but how about the opportunity for everyone that have been asking me about my trading strategies here and my support?
He's going to chill a little bit here, I think. Let's get into the next segment of like news shit. Hold on.
On BitGet.
Oh, God, this is still it, man. He's still talking about his trading and stuff. Again, if you guys are interested in his channel, go check it out. Let's see.
So for Ethereum, I've been saying since we broke through this consolidation right here, I've been saying that it is programmed for us to quickly go up to the next level of resistance, which was here at 3,682. We have already broken through it. So you have already, based on that trade, you've already made 23% on Ethereum. So absolutely insane gains here.
Killing it.
And we have been breaking through this resistance level up here as well. We are right now sitting right here as well. So this is a good sign for Ethereum. What you also have is the traditional markets are going down. So this is interesting that traditional markets are going down, but crypto is absolutely going nuts here. Now, let me talk about the spot Bitcoin ETFs for a little bit, because you can see that Grayscale has actually dumped a lot of Bitcoin yesterday. So Grayscale has dumped a lot of Bitcoin, but still we have a net inflow of, or net flow of $562 million. So BlackRock and Fidelity, they are seeing insane inflows into the spot Bitcoin ETFs right now. And I do think that this could continue for a while because Grayscale, I mean, they're going to run out of Bitcoin eventually. They don't have unlimited Bitcoin. So they've
been in the red the whole time. They've been losing. People have been pulling out of them since they converted just because their fees are way higher. They're like 1.5% versus like 0.25 or 0.5.
Run out. And at that point, you're going to see an insane supply squeeze. And also, we know that things are happening. This is why I'm telling you, everything is right now changing for Bitcoin because you continue to see Wall Street firms file for Bitcoin ETF exposure in their in-house investments funds. So what is these? These are essentially, if you have a bank account, if you have something else, you have a financial manager, whatever it may be, they are, in-house investment funds. So they will recommend you to do different things with your money. So what they are starting to do right now is that they are starting to recommend Bitcoin exposure because Bitcoin is going up so insanely. They are starting to feel like they're missing out, right? Because if you, let me put it this way, if you have a financial advisor and that guy has been telling you to be in the stock market for the last year or so, and then you have a friend who has another financial advisor who has been telling you to be in Bitcoin or just with a few percent in Bitcoin, Bitcoin has gone up so much. So you have, if you've been in Bitcoin, even with a small percentage of your overall portfolio, you have outperformed that guy that has only been in the stock market or real estate or whatever it may be so hard. So then these people are going to start to ask questions to their financial managers. They're going to say, hey, why didn't you shill me Bitcoin? Why didn't you put Bitcoin into my portfolio? And yeah, these managers, they do not want to see that. So they are starting to feel like they actually don't have a choice. They need to start involving Bitcoin in their exposure here for their clients. So this is what you're seeing right now. Also, what
we're gonna see more like New York Life, companies like that. Like that's what I do for like my Roth IRA. They take a like X amount per whatever month, or I think it's month, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, anyways, I have it just kind of going in there automatically right out of your bank account. Once those other institutions start coming in like the typical mom and pop shops that do like the advising for people, this thing is just going to snowball and just continue to allocate more of people's portfolios into the crypto space, which is going to inevitably force this market higher.
You're seeing is that Coinbase are getting more and more volume right now. Why is that? Because the institutions are using Coinbase to buy Bitcoin. And not only is
they're the custodians out of like 11 out of 13 of the ETFs.
Premium going up.
Also,
so the price for Bitcoin on Coinbase is actually higher than on other exchanges, because there's so much buying pressure coming from institutions and from these ETF providers on Coinbase alone.
Facts.
Now, also, you can see it continue here. Morgan Stanley sources are saying that it's only a matter of time until they allow for Bitcoin ETFs on their platform. So if you have a bank account with these guys, and this is going to be the case with most of the banks, most of the asset managers in general, they will all have to offer
kind of what I was talking
Bitcoin
about.
ETF
Same shit
on their platforms. Otherwise, people will just leave them and go to other companies, right? So this is definitely something that is changing. So this is why I'm saying, again, everything.
You guys need to pay attention. I'm gonna kill him there, but you guys go check him out if you're interested. Hit that like button, guys. Appreciate you all. All right, last video. Ethereum in 9 days. It's over. This is Lark Davis, by the way. Good YouTuber. Has a whole team behind him to make videos and stuff. Maybe a little bit chilly here and there, but overall, he does awesome, and he's a millionaire. So take his advice, right? Let's see what he's gonna say about Ethereum and the upgrade it's actually going through in like 8 days now.
It is over. Ethereum has just 9 days until one of the biggest upgrades really ever to happen, but certainly in a long time to happen, is rolled out on.
This was put out yesterday, so I think it's like 8 days now.
On Ethereum. The upgrade has massive implications for the fees being paid on layer 2. And I want to tell you exactly what is going on and why you should care. We are, of course, talking about blobs and the coming Denkun upgrade. This upgrade is putting blockchains like Solana on notice because the fees on layer 2s are about to drop precipitously. So let's talk about blobs, data blobs, that is. Set to release in the second week of March, these blobs will completely change how Ethereum works. In fact, it is currently thought, listen to this is crazy, that it would decrease fees for Ethereum layer 2s by a factor of 60. Yes, 60. That is according to the latest prediction market data, which was shared by Ethereum founder
That would be amazing, actually.
Vitalik Buterin, and that is even bigger than whatever kind of baby arm Vitalik seems to be packing in his pants here, man. Holy cow. Look, serious talk. This is mega bullish, not just...
Did anybody else? Oh my god, that caught me off guard so bad. I was not expecting that. What the fuck?
For Ethereum, blobs will affect everything that's built from
great.
or connected with Ethereum. So all the layer 2 networks, Arbitrum, Optimism, Starknet, Linea, Scroll, blah, 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 will also benefit from massive fee reductions. And the Ethereum layer 1 mainnet will also see a big drop in competition for block space due to this upgrade, which could provide some big relief for main chain fees too, because there are less competition for that block space, meaning there's more ability to have lower fees. We are about to witness a mega...
I can't even take this video seriously anymore. Like, why did he have to do that to us? Fuck. I don't watch these videos prior. I watched them with you guys. That was ridiculous.
A bullish game-changing moment for the Ethereum blockchain that will silence all the haters, moving layer 2 really to layer 2 and letting Ethereum main chain do its thing on its own, largely making it the biggest upgrade since the proof of stake. So sit back, relax, and get those HODL bags ready and make sure you're hodling them harder than even before. Go on to $15,000, guys. Just not soon. The crazy part about this upgrade, it's only the second part of Vitalik's plan to make Ethereum the fastest and cheapest network available as part of the surge. A lot more stuff coming on the roadmap for Ethereum moving forward, guys. The recently announced Denkun upgrade, short for Cancun Denob, this will introduce the novel idea of proto-dank sharding. Dank, brah. Introduced in the Ethereum improvement proposal 4844. Dank sharding is a method proposed by developers to make Ethereum layer 2s much, much more efficient and much cheaper to use, which matters to you and me because we like paying cheap fees, don't we? This is all accomplished by allowing the rollups to bypass the need to store all their transaction data on the main Ethereum blockchain, something that's proved to be extremely inefficient and massively cumbersome to the network. Basically, layer 2s are clogging the Ethereum main chain right now, and blobs is working to and intended to dramatically change that situation. Proto-dank sharding changes all this by attaching data blobs with a dead-on arrival date. So instead of information having to be stored on the Ethereum main chain forever, these blobs are actually deleted after a fixed amount of time. Blobs will replace the standard call data that's used to interact with Ethereum, thus eliminating sidechains from having to compete with the Ethereum main chain for gas fees, because this data is now relying less on the Ethereum chain. It's relying on the blob. It will significantly reduce the cost of transacting on these layer 2 networks. Again, a 60x reduction is what the markets are predicting right now, but that's not all. Oh, no, because these rollups will also relay less information over to Ethereum. The number of transactions able to settle will also increase dramatically. Using Arbitrum as a great example here, big Arbitrum bag holder, by the way, is Ethereum bag holder. So you can see my full portfolio disclosure in the description or pinned comment on X. Now, the network is currently operating at 6.2 transactions per second. But when
does anybody hold Arbitrum? Any of you guys here in the chat, just put a 1 in the chat if you do.
Proto-Dank sharding is released, Arbitrum will have the ability to achieve 100,000 transactions per second. Yes, you did. You heard that right. I did not misspeak. I said 100,000 transactions per second. And yes, it is insane. Compare this with Solana's
100,000 transactions per second.
1,600 transactions per second. Of course, their theoretical limit is higher, of course. And this thus makes Arbitrum dramatically faster than Solana. And yeah, I know. Guys, I know Solana has Fire Dancer coming up, which gets it up to 1.2 million transactions a second. Okay, and that's really, really big news. It's like the edge of technical capabilities. But still, this Ethereum upgrade is beating.
Wait, Solana's going through another upgrade? Pardon my ignorance, but I didn't know that. Is that going to be good or bad? Is it going to crash Solana again? Are we going to see it just completely tank?
Fire Dancer to the punch.
I guess
and
we'll
it's not just Arbitrum, because every single Ethereum roll up and sidechain will now be this fast. Optimism, Linea, Scroll, Starknet, blah, 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 blah. Before we break that down, let me interrupt the flow real quick to let you know about the best newsletter in the crypto.
God, here we go, shilling it. Let's move on a little bit. Hold on.
Free using the link down below in the description. Okay, back to Ethereum. Look, to be fair, it's not like any network is really creating 100,000 transactions per second right now. It's all theoretical, isn't it? So it's more about Ethereum making it possible to reach that level for the first time. Again, Solana's similar levels, right? With Fire Dancer even bigger. But being the second largest blockchain and housing all the most used decentralized applications, this happening on Ethereum is a pretty damn big deal. You can't just, of course, flip a switch and hope for the best either. This has been tested for a long time. Obviously, that's what test nets are for. Starting off with Goerli, which is Ethereum's oldest active test net. Developers rolled out the first Denkun upgrade last January. So they've been testing this for a very, very long time. Projects operating their test nets on Goerli felt an immediate boost, which again is why we're seeing a prediction market saying a 60x increase or decrease in fees. After weeks with no issues, of course, then it was time to upgrade to the main chain, right? No. Now it's time to launch on Ethereum's other test nets. They have multiple test nets for redundancy to make sure everything's actually working. There's billions of dollars on the line. They can't screw it up. So they went on to Sepalia and Holsky next. Beginning the last month, both these networks received the Denkun upgrade. Everything's going swimmingly so far, meaning that blobs have been fully operational since the beginning of the year. Blobtastic. But only active testnet participants have been able to enjoy this newest upgrade to the Ethereum blockchain tech stack. And that's for good reason, because each upgrade carries the potential to absolutely wreak havoc on the network if it's not properly tested. Remember, everything happening on Ethereum is like I got a car moving at 500 kilometers an hour and you're changing the engine constantly, but they do it. They pull it off. This is all an essential part of upgrading Ethereum's tech stack. Only after the successful release of Denkun on all three testnets was the release date of Denkun finalized, set to launch March 13th. This marks 2 years of development since Denkun was first introduced way back at ETH Denver conference in 2022. We discussed blobs, of course, which are widely considered the most important part of the Denkun upgrade. But the truth is that Denkun will introduce 9 separate and very important advancements to Ethereum's consensus and overall execution layers. The entire upgrade's massive, although blobs get most of the attention. The most important other things being, though, improvement 6780, which changes failed self-destruct features used to clean up unneeded code bases. We have EIP improvement proposal 5656, allowing developers to copy memory from one location to another, helping to build more reliable data structures. We have 7044, which improves the staking user experience, especially for users of delegated staking solutions like Lido Finance. We have 7045, which doubles the number of slots that validators are being given, allowing for even faster confirmation times for each Ethereum block. We have 4788, which puts Ethereum beacon chain block root directly in the execution layer, giving Ethereum thus a built-in Oracle operating at the base layer. We have 7514, which changes Ethereum's monetary policy and alters the growth of total ETH staked, thus preventing consensus layer bloat. We have 1153, which will provide more gas-efficient solutions to storage by discarding any unnecessary information that's coming out at the end of each transaction, keeping things efficient. Well, proto-dank sharding and blobs obviously are getting media's center of focus to this upgrade because it is very important. It's probably the most exciting part of it, right? But it's the combination of all these important changes that make Denkun one of Ethereum's most important upgrades that we have seen really to date. And that's because while the largest pool of dApps and money is held on Ethereum, it still has the least amount of daily transactions when compared to the really big major networks right now. And it's not because Ethereum's too slow or doesn't have enough liquidity. Nah, man. It's because it's too damn expensive to use.
1000% because it's too damn expensive to use. So if it reduces that by 60%, that's still going to be, you know, a lot. But half of that, yeah, that's nice.
Remember, not everybody in crypto has been here for years. New users are joining this financial revolution every single damn day. And when they...
All right, I'm going to let you guys finish this one on your own, I think. Yeah, because I don't want to bore you guys any longer, but let's get into the recap segment of things. I got to get out of here shortly anyways. Let's check out the price. Bitcoin looks like it's at 67,739. Shout out to Lark Davis, by the way. If you guys don't know who he is, go check him out. Links in the description below. Ethereum 3784. I do think I know how you guys feel about Ethereum, right? But at the end of the day, we can't really deny the fact that it's the top. You know, it's the second most, like, biggest coin by coin market cap, right? Or by market cap in general. Like, it's just, it is. There's no doubting it. And when this ETF happens, it's going to explode even further. So if you want to make money, get in on it. If you don't, then hey, here's what it is. Your loss, not mine. ETH is doomed. Yeah, I know. Nobody likes it. I know. Nobody likes it. The two things that really weird me out about Ethereum. One, Vitalik apparently has the keys to the burn addresses for the burnt Ethereum, which is weird. That doesn't seem okay. And then two, the fact that it is unlimited. Okay, this right here, this little figure 8 max supply, unlimited. Okay, regardless of them not putting any more out right now, if they decide to, they can. Like, they could just make more. So government just needs to take his baby arm, just fucking squeeze it until he cries. And guess what? That's what happens. That's what happens. They start printing, and then the government takes it over. That's the only thing I'm worried about, honestly, with Ethereum. That is really the only thing, two things that I'm really worried about. Burn address, like, it's not as bad of a deal as worrying about this symbol. That's just my opinion. Anyways, Flux. My man Luke asked what you guys thought about Flux at the beginning, and I didn't get into it. What do you guys think about Flux? Honest opinions, throw them in the chat. I'm not sure. I have nothing against it. I know people are for it, people are against it. I am personally not in Flux anymore. I sold it to purchase some miners, the KS0 Pros 2 months ago, maybe 3 months ago, and it was an unfortunate sell for me because I sold like 42 cents or so, or 44, something like that, like around here, right before it started pumping. And then you're welcome, by the way, because that's why I pumped, because I sold. It's the only reason it pumped. Every time I sell something that I shouldn't have sold, it pumps. But it's killing it, honestly. Their new what is it, Flux Edge or something, that whole thing's been doing pretty well. Apparently it's, I mean, they're getting some hype from it. It's $1.02. Still into Flux's automatic beats. Nice. I need my COD still holding Flux. Pump it. Nice, man. Flux is my second favorite. Interesting. Solar Miner. Flux the long place is all set. I agree. It's unfortunate, but it was like, man, I had to liquidate something to get what I wanted to get, and yeah, that's unfortunate where I ended up there. What about Dynex? How's Dynex looking? Dynex at 78 cents. I feel like Dynex is kind of getting stomped down a little bit, and I'm not really sure why. I want to know you guys' thoughts on this too, actually. Dynex. Oh wait, I run it wrong. FML, I got excited. Broskies, what are you saying? What'd you read wrong? Oh, the UFC thing. Oh, I got you. What, Flux been mineable or just traded? Flux is mineable. You can mine Flux. It's not super efficient, but you can mine it. Yes, on GPUs. Let's see. Ethereum Fed will be created while Vitalik will be swimming with the fishes. Yeah, right. They just knock them off and they unalive them and take it over. What other coin did you guys just say? Myro? Someone say Myro? Yeah. Myro. Look at that. Jeez. Myro's killing it. 55.3% up. Damn, I'm so mad I sold out of it. I freaking sold out of it like, I don't even know. I think it was yesterday, 2 days ago. No, it was Saturday. What was Saturday? The 3rd? Maybe? No, 1st. 3rd. Today's the 5th. Yesterday's 4th, 3rd, 2nd. It was the 2nd. I sold out of it on the 2nd. Right here. 13 cents, 14 cents ish. That's where I sold out. That sounds about right. 14 cents or so, I believe. Yeah, so that's when I sold out. Of course, you're welcome. You're welcome. How's Honey doing, actually? Honey payouts Thursday. Hivemapper, let's see how that's doing. 20 cents. Nice. I took profits on that of 22 cents because I am redoing the basement and I took some profits there. You guys always need to have a plan. You know, Honey, I can always get more. All these coins, I can always get more. Like, you just mine and whatever. Any news on Natix? You know what? That's a good freaking question. I haven't heard freaking Natix in a while. Natix, no, I haven't heard shit about it, to be honest. I know they doubled our tokens. I got like, oh man, I forget. I think I got 10 tokens. Was it 10 from like a shit ton of images? And then they doubled it to 20. I got like 21 now, I think. If I'm not mistaken. Bitcoin's at 68.3. Oh, not according to this. Let's see. Let's go to I could just go to CoinMarketCap. Actually, you know what? Fuck this. I got my trade view open. Let's see. It is 68.491. Damn. They need to catch up. They need to catch up. This is Market Cipher, by the way. This right here. That is a push to the upside with the money flow going up. Everything's going up here. I have a feeling we're going to break the all-time high in the next couple hours. That's just my opinion. My opinion. I bet we get over 69 in the next couple hours. Let's see. See what happens. Hold on. Let me just check. What is happening? Why is oh, there we go. Why is the 2 hour not working? Yeah, we just printed a green dot not too long ago right here. Why not? Yeah, I don't see why we wouldn't. I don't see why we wouldn't. Still going up. It's still going up. Oh, what am I doing? Hold on. The VWAP's up. I mean, yeah, see how everything's like kind of momentum going up? Bigger wave, little trigger wave. Let's see what happens. Because that's what happens. Big wave to a trigger wave and then pops, right? See what happens. Let's see. Who knows? I'm not a trader. I don't know. It is what it is. Hopefully you guys make some money today. But anyways, guys, I love you all. You know that. Appreciate you guys for hanging out with me on the daily grind. I'll be back tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to try to go a bit earlier if I can tomorrow. I just had a lot going on yesterday. I was friggin' exhausted this morning, but we're going to go raid Miss Randy Hipper. She should be live right now. So hopefully you guys have a great day. Enjoy your Tuesday. Hopefully we break all-time high. If we do, I'll try to go live a little later tonight. I'll catch you guys soon. Peace out. Have a good day. Oh man, I missed the super chat. I apologize. Mr. Contingent Crypto, appreciate you, buddy. What do you think on the DeFi project Love Game? I don't have any opinion on it. I apologize. But thank you very much for the super chat. You're awesome. And I kind of want to wait until the DJ thing pops up. Just because it's funny. And then we'll raid Miss Randy Hipper. If it picks up. Not sure. Anyways, let me read the chat quick. Joker Miner, thanks for showing up. Better late than never. Jesus. Yeah, hit that like button, please, guys. Appreciate you. This is DJ last night. Best super chat thing ever. All right, guys. Love you all. Catch you soon. Peace.